Welcome, dear traveler. Tonight the journey takes you somewhere high and still, to a garden that sits on the crest of a gentle hill, where the mist drifts in from the ocean below, and the night flowers open only after dark. You will smell them before you see them. Something sweet and cool and faintly familiar on the night air. The scent of things that save everything they have for the quiet hours. For exactly this hour, for you. If these stories bring you peace and rest, please subscribe to my channel. New sleep stories arrive every week, each one crafted to carry you away from the noise of the day and into the deepest and most complete rest your body is asking for. Thank you for being here tonight. Now let everything go, not gradually, all at once, the way mist releases from water and simply rises. You do not need to hold on to anything from today. The day is behind you now, finished, set down. What remains is only this moment, and the one after it, and the cool night air that is already waiting for you at the top of this hill. Find your most comfortable position. Let your body settle completely into whatever holds it. Feel the surface beneath you receiving your full weight without effort. Every part of you moving downward. Shoulders dropping, hips releasing, legs heavy. Feet still. You do not need to hold yourself up tonight. Everything beneath you is doing that. The surface, the floor, the earth itself, patient and solid and completely reliable. Let your hands rest open, not gripping, not preparing, simply open, receiving whatever comes. Let your jaw loosen. Feel the small, tight muscles around your eyes soften. Let your tongue drop from the roof of your mouth. These small releases matter. Each one creates a little more space, a little more ease, a little more permission for the body to do what it already knows how to do when it is finally allowed. Notice your breathing now. Only notice. Do not change it yet. Simply observe this thing your body has been doing faithfully through every moment of this day without a single reminder from you. In and out. In and out. Constant. Reliable. Yours. Breathe in now, slowly. Let the air travel all the way down. Feel your chest expand. Feel the space inside you opening like a gate into a quiet garden. Breathe out, long and complete. Every last measure of breath leaving before the next arrives. In, something loosens. Out, something releases. In, the mist is already on the hill. Out, the flowers are already open. In, the night is already peaceful. Out, everything else falls away. Exact mirror of the watermill structure. Thoughts as water passing. Your thoughts may still be moving. That is perfectly natural. A mind that has been active all day does not stop immediately. Simply let the thoughts pass through without following them. They are like mist moving across an open hillside. You are the hill, steady, still. The mist moves through and continues on without taking you with it. Each breath slower than the one before. Each exhale more complete. The body recognizing this invitation and responding to it with the gratitude of something that has been waiting all day to be told it is finished. that it can stop, that everything asked of it has been given, and now rest is not only permitted, but necessary, required, deserved. The garden is not far. Up the hill along the narrow path, the stone wall at the top, the gate standing open, the smell of night flowers drifting down to meet you already on the cool air. Dear traveler, there is nothing required of you in this garden tonight. No task waiting. No thing to name or learn or remember. Only the smell of flowers that open after dark, and the mist moving slowly across old stone, and the particular stillness of a high place at night, when the world below has gone to sleep, and only you and the flowers are still awake. All of it continuing exactly as it has continued every night since this garden was first planted, with or without you, and tonight with you. Breathe in. The hill is just ahead. Breathe out. The gate is open. Breathe in. The flowers are waiting. Breathe out. The path is already beneath your feet. One more slow breath, filling every part of you with this readiness, this opening, this willingness to be carried somewhere quiet and still and deeply restful. And now we begin, quietly, gently, following the scent of night flowers up into the mist. The world below is sleeping. Every light in every window gone dark. Every door closed. Every sound of the day, the voices, the engines, the particular low hum that modern life makes when it is running at full, all of it fallen away. The night has received the world, and the world has given itself to the night without argument. Simply closed its eyes, simply let go, the way everything eventually lets go when it has been going long enough and the permission finally arrives. You are the only one moving. The path beneath your feet is narrow and pale, packed earth, cool and firm. It rises gently ahead of you, curving up through long grass that catches the moonlight at its tips, each blade holding a small silver point at its very end. The grass on either side moving in slow waves as the night breeze comes up from the water, unhurried, patient, the kind of breeze that is not trying to take anything from you, but simply passing through on its way to somewhere else. The air here is different from the air below. You felt it the moment you left the last of the houses behind. Something opened in it, more sky in it, more space. The particular quality of air that belongs to high places and open ground, and the particular hour when the world is gone fully dark and the night has settled into itself completely. It carries more now, more coolness, more distance, and beneath both of those things, something else. Something your body notices before your mind does. The sea, not the sound of it, not yet, simply the presence of it in the air. A salt weight in every breath. A depth in the coolness that belongs only to coastlines and the particular atmosphere that forms above open water at night. You are high enough above it that you cannot see it clearly, but it is there, below and beyond, vast and dark and completely unbothered by the hour, moving in its own slow rhythm the way it has always moved, the way it will always move, long after this night has become morning and this morning has become memory. You walk. Your steps are slow on the path. There is no reason to hurry. There is nowhere else you are supposed to be. Nothing waiting for you at the top of this hill except the garden and the flowers and the cool mist that has been gathering along the crest since the sun went down. You can feel the hill beneath your feet now. The gentle resistance of rising ground, not difficult, not tiring. Simply the particular feeling of moving upward through a quiet night towards something that is already waiting for you. The mist arrives before the wall does. First, just a softening of the air, the edges of things becoming less defined. The long grass on either side slightly hazier than it was a moment ago. Then more than that, the mist itself, visible now, moving across the upper part of the hill in slow, unhurried drifts, not thick enough to obscure. Never that. Simply enough to soften everything it touches, to take the sharp edges off the night and replace them with something gentler, something that belongs more to dreams than to the waking world. The stars above are extraordinary. In the clear patches between the mist, you can see them completely. Every one of them present in the dark sky above this hill. The thick river of the Milky Way, running from one horizon toward the other. Clusters and scattered points, and the occasional single star burning more brightly than all its neighbors. All of it vast and still, and completely indifferent to the smallness of everything happening below it. The worries of the day, the things undone, the thoughts that circled through the afternoon without finding anywhere to land. All of it small, all of it the right size when seen from beneath a sky this large. The sky does not diminish these things unkindly. It simply provides the correct proportion, and in that proportion, everything becomes manageable. Everything becomes the right size to set down. Dear traveler, stop here for a moment on the path. Before you reach the wall, before the garden, simply stand here in the mist on this quiet hill and let all of this reach you at once. The cool air on your face, the salt weight in your breathing, the slow movement of the grass, the stars in the spaces between the mist, the complete and total silence of a world that has finished its day and given itself over entirely to the dark. Feel the path beneath your feet, cool and firm. The earth of this hill that has been here far longer than any building below, far longer than any road or wall or planted garden. Simply here, solid, patient, holding everything that stands on it, the way the earth always holds everything that stands on it, without effort, without asking anything in return. Your breathing has already changed. You may not have noticed it happen, but somewhere on the walk up from the sleeping village your breathing slowed, deepened. The body doing what it always does when it is given space and coolness, in the absence of anything demanding its attention, finding its own most natural pace, not the pace of the afternoon, not the quick, shallow breathing of a day with too much in it. Something older than that, something the body remembers from before the day began and will return to again after the day is done. In, the mist moves slowly across the hill. Out, the stars burn quietly above it. In, the sea is far below and patient. Out, The path rises gently ahead. The wall appears now at the top of the final curve. Stone, dark and old, covered along its upper edge in soft moss. It catches the moonlight and holds it in something greener and quieter than silver. The wall is not tall, not imposing, not the wall of something that wants to keep you out. Simply the wall of something that has been here long enough to become part of the landscape, to belong to this hill the way the moss belongs to it, the way the mist belongs to it, completely, without apology, and the smell reaches you now, before you see the gate, before you see anything beyond the wall. The smell arrives first on the night air, sweet and cool and faintly complex. Not one thing, several things together. Something honeyed, something sharper beneath it, something you cannot name, but that your body receives with recognition, with the particular ease of encountering something that is good without being able to explain why it is good. Simply good, simply right, simply already working on your breathing and your shoulders and the small tight places you carry without always knowing you are carrying them. These are the night flowers, opening now behind the wall in the dark garden on this quiet hill, saving everything they have for exactly this hour, for the dark, for the mist, for whoever comes to the garden when the light is gone and the world has grown quiet enough to notice small things. For you, dear traveler, the gate is just ahead, the iron simple and dark in the stone wall, standing open by a few inches, the way it has been standing open every night. This garden has existed, not locked, not latched, simply open. An invitation that requires no ceremony, no password, no permission beyond the willingness to push it wider and step through. Move toward it now. The mist is on your face, cool and very faint. The smell of the night flowers stronger with every step. The path ending exactly where it was always going to end. Here, at this wall, at this gate, at this garden that has been on this hill since before you knew it was here, and will be here long after tonight has passed. The gate is just ahead. The flowers are waiting. The gate is heavier than it looks, not difficult, simply solid. The iron cooled beneath your fingers in the way that metal near the sea is always cool. That particular coldness that belongs to things that have absorbed the ocean air through every season and hold it in their surface regardless of what the day was like. You push it wider. It moves on hinges that have seen a great many nights, that have swung open a great many times for a great many people who needed exactly what this garden has to offer. It does not creak. It simply opens, wide enough, completely enough, all the way. You step through. The air changes the moment you are inside the wall. Not dramatically, not all at once, but you feel it immediately and completely. The same mist, the same cool night, the same distant salt in the air from the ocean below. But something has gathered inside these walls that exists nowhere else on this hill. A stillness. The particular quality of stillness that only enclosed spaces can make when they have been tended with patience over a long time. When someone has cared for them the way this garden has clearly been cared for. Not forcing, not controlling, simply tending, simply providing what is needed and then stepping back and allowing. The garden has become itself because of that. You can feel it in the way the plantings sit, nothing straining, nothing crowding past its neighbors or reaching too hard in any one direction. Everything growing at the pace it grows at, everything occupying the space it naturally occupies. The stone path that leads from the gate forward into the garden is slightly worn at its center, smoothed by the regular passage of feet across the years. More feet than you can imagine, more nights than you can count. And yet tonight, it receives yours as if yours were the feet it was always waiting for. The smell is stronger inside the wall, much stronger, not overwhelming. Nothing in this garden is overwhelming, but present in the way that things are present when there is nowhere for them to go. The wall holds the fragrance the way it holds the warmth from the afternoon sun, keeps it close, layers it, the sweet and the sharp and the unnamed thing beneath both. All of it surrounding you now, on every side simultaneously, not coming from one direction. Simply the condition of the air inside these walls. What air is here? What every breath gives you? What every slow exhale takes away before the next breath returns it again? Dear traveler, stand here just inside the gate for a moment. Do not move forward yet. Simply stand. Let the garden receive you the way it has received everyone who has ever stepped through that gate and stopped and breathed the night air and felt the mist on their face and understood, without being told, that something here is different from the world outside the wall. That something here has been kept safe from the noise and the speed and the weight of ordinary days. That whatever brought you here tonight, whatever you are carrying, can be set down just inside this gate. There is no need to carry it any further. It will wait for you, or it will not. Either way, tonight, it stays here, and you go forward. The path curves gently to the left. The lanterns begin here, small iron ones mounted on curved hooks set into the wall at intervals, each one holding a flame behind glass. They do not illuminate everything. That is not what they are for. They offer just enough light to see the edge of the path, the outline of the nearest plants, the pale shape of a bloom here and there in the dark. Enough, no more than enough. And in being no more than enough, they make the garden more itself. The darkness between them not empty but full, full of the shapes of growing things and the movement of mist and the particular richness that belongs to a garden at night when most of its life is invisible and must simply be trusted to be there. It is there. You can smell it with every breath. The path is cool stone beneath your feet, slightly damp from the mist. Your footsteps are quiet here, quieter than they were on the packed earth of the hill path. The garden absorbing the sound of your passing, the way it absorbs everything that enters it, gently, completely, without resistance. The first flower finds you before you find it. You are not looking down. You are looking ahead, following the curve of the lantern-lit path, and the scent arrives first. Something honeyed, something that makes you think of warm kitchens and old wooden cupboards and the particular sweetness of being a child in a place where someone was taking care of everything and nothing was required of you except to be present and small and safe. You look down, low to the ground along the left edge of the path, almost too small to see in the lantern light. Clusters of tiny blooms, white and pale lavender, each one shaped like a five-pointed star. The petals narrow and soft, a little silver at their tips where the mist has gathered. They are no larger than a button, each one, and yet the smell coming from them is full and warm and completely disproportionate to their size, as if each tiny flower contains more than its size should allow. This is night phlox, a flower that closes completely during the day, that shuts itself away from the sun and the light and the hours when the rest of the garden is at its most visible. And then, when the light fades and the air cools, and the rest of the world begins its slow surrender to the dark, the night phlox opens, fully, completely, giving everything it saved through all those daylight hours to the night, to the mist, to the cool air, to whoever comes to the garden when the quiet finally arrives. You crouch beside it slowly. The petals are so pale, they seem to carry a faint light of their own, not brightness. Simply a softness that the eye finds without effort, even here in the near dark between the lanterns. You breathe the honey scent and feel something in your chest release. Not dramatically, a small thing. The way a door in a room you forgot was closed opens just an inch, and the air moves again. The flower does not move. It does not reach toward you or perform for you or ask you to stay. It simply is what it is, open in the dark, fragrant in the cool air, completely at ease with the hour and the mist and the particular silence of a walled garden on a high hill at the deep end of a quiet night. It has been here before you arrived. It will be here after you have gone. And tonight it is here with you. That is all. That is enough. You stay beside it longer than you expected to. That is what this garden does. Every part of it asks for just a little more time. Not impatiently, never impatiently. Simply by being exactly what it is, it makes you want to stay near it a moment more. Another breath, another slow inhale of the honey scent. Another moment of crouching on the cool stone path with the mist on your face and the lantern light barely reaching you here, and the stars visible in the clear patch of sky directly above. You rise slowly. The night phlox stays open behind you. It will stay open until the first light comes. It will give its honey scent to the night air for every remaining hour of darkness without holding anything back. You cannot see it anymore from where you are standing, but you can still smell it, faintly. One thread of sweetness in the layered fragrance of the garden. The path continues forward, wider now, the plantings on either side taller, the mist a little thicker here, in the center of the garden away from the wall, and in the mist ahead of you, just past the next lantern, a color, or not exactly a color, the suggestion of color, warmth, something pink and yellow and alive in the gray-white mist that your eyes go to without being directed. You walk toward it. The flowers are knee-height, dense plants with large dark leaves that catch the lantern light and hold it in their waxy surfaces. And among the leaves, opening widely into the night air, clusters of trumpet-shaped blooms, deep pink, pale yellow, some striped with both in patterns so individual that no two are exactly the same. 4 o'clocks, named not for the hour they close, but for the hour they open. Late afternoon, when the light has already begun its turn toward gold, and the heat of the day has started to ease, and something in the air shifts toward evening. They have been open since then, since that last gold hour before the sun went down, and they will stay open through all of this, through the mist and the dark and the deep quiet hours and the slow approach of dawn. They are not flowers that rush. They do not open and close quickly the way some flowers do. They commit to the night. They give the whole of it. You lean toward one bloom. The scent is lighter than the night phlox, not honeyed. Something airier, sweeter in a different way. The kind of sweetness that does not fill a room, but moves through a space on the air, the way music moves through a room. Present without being heavy. There and then a little less there, and then present again as the mist shifts and the night breeze moves. You follow it with your next breath. Find it again. Let it be what it is. The pink and yellow petals are warm up close, warmer than they looked from the path. The lantern light touches them from one side, and the mist gathers in tiny drops along their ruffled edges. You could reach out and touch one. You almost do, but it is enough to simply be this close, to feel the space between your hand and the bloom full of something. The scent, the warmth, the particular aliveness of an open flower in the dark, doing exactly what it is made to do. Dear traveler, straighten slowly. Feel the weight of your body as you rise, the heaviness of your legs, the looseness of your arms at your sides, the way your shoulders sit lower than they did when you entered the gate. The garden is doing something to you, slowly, without announcing itself, simply by being what it is and asking nothing of you in return. Your body is responding the way a body always responds when it is given what it needs. Warmth, stillness, beauty that requires nothing. Rest that comes without being demanded. Breathe in. The 4 o'clocks are open beside you. Breathe out. The mist moves slowly through the garden. Breathe in. The path continues forward. Breathe out. The night holds everything still. There are more flowers ahead, each one waiting with the patience of things that have been here a long time and have learned that patience is not the absence of life, but the fullness of it. Each one with its own scent, its own particular quality of openness, its own way of being completely itself in the dark without apology or performance. The garden stretches on around you, the mist between the lanterns, the cool stone path beneath your feet, the smell of the night layered and sweet and completely unhurried, the wall solid on every side, the stars above in the spaces where the mist parts, the ocean somewhere below, patient and vast, and breathing its own slow rhythm into the night air that fills this garden with every breath you take. You are exactly where you are supposed to be, not almost there, not on your way to somewhere else. Here, in this garden, on this hill, in this mist, with these flowers open around you in the dark. There is no further destination tonight. There is only forward along this path through this garden, where each next thing is waiting exactly where it is, and asking only that you come to it slowly and stay long enough to receive what it has to give, which is not very long, and which is long enough. Move forward now. The path curves gently right past the 4 o'clocks, and the lantern light catches something ahead. Something that is not a color exactly, something paler than the mist around it. Something your eyes go to with the particular ease of finding things in the dark that seem to carry their own faint brightness. Something is waiting just around this curve. The path narrows here. The plantings on either side grow closer. Their leaves brush lightly against your arms as you pass. Not intrusively. Simply the way things that have been growing freely in a walled garden for a long time naturally lean toward the path, toward the space where people walk, as if the garden itself is reaching toward you with the same quiet welcome it offers everything that enters it. You do not step away from the leaves. You let them touch your arms as you pass, cool and damp with mist, soft in the way that living things are soft when they are completely at ease. The lanterns are farther apart now, more darkness between them. But your eyes have been adjusting since you entered the gate, and the darkness here is not the darkness of absence. It is a full darkness, a darkness that contains things. The shapes of plants and the movement of mist, and the pale suggestion of blooms that carry enough brightness in their petals to be found without light. Your eyes go to them without being directed, the way eyes always find what they are looking for when they have learned how to look. Something is different in the air now. Deeper in the garden, the fragrance has changed, or not changed exactly, gathered. The sweet threads of the night phlox still present somewhere behind you. The lighter sweetness of the 4 o'clocks still in the air. But beneath both of those, something else has arrived, something warmer, something that belongs to this deeper part of the garden, the way the coolness belongs to the wall, and the mist belongs to the crest of the hill. You slow your steps, not because anything asks you to, simply because the body knows when it is close to something worth approaching slowly, when the right pace is less than the pace you have been moving at, when the moment ahead deserves more care than speed can give it. Your feet find a slower rhythm on the stone path, each step placed with a quietness that matches the quietness of this part of the garden. And then you see it, tucked between 2 taller plants along the right side of the path, so modest in its appearance that you might have passed it entirely. Slim stems, small pale blooms. Nothing about it announces itself. Nothing about it reaches for attention. It simply stands in its corner of the garden, doing what it does, and offering what it has to whatever air surrounds it, and trusting that to be enough. You stop. The scent has found you. Clove, warm and unmistakable. And beneath the clove, vanilla. And beneath the vanilla, something else that has no name, but that your body receives immediately as good, as safe, as something it has been wanting through all the long hours of the day without knowing it was wanting anything at all. Night-scented stock, a flower so quiet in its appearance that gardeners have been known to pull it out by mistake, not recognizing it for what it is. But those who know it plant it deliberately, near windows, near the places where people sit in the evenings, near the beds where people sleep. Because this is what it does. It waits for dark. All through the daylight hours it holds everything it has. Closed, still, giving nothing away. Waiting with a patience that belonged to things that understand the value of the right moment. And then the light fades, and the air cools, and the night comes fully into itself, and the night-scented stalk opens, quietly, without announcement, and releases into the night air everything it has been holding. All of it, every last measure of sweetness it saved through all those daylight hours, given freely, given completely, given to the dark and the mist and the cool air of the garden, and to whoever is here to receive it. You close your eyes. With your eyes closed, the scent is everything. Clove and vanilla, and that unnamed warmth beneath both. The mist on your face very faint, the cool air moving slowly around you. The stone of the path solid and cool beneath your feet. Your own breathing, slower than it has been since you left the village at the base of the hill, deeper, more complete on both the inhale and the exhale. The body finding its own most honest rhythm in the dark garden, with the clove-sweet air moving in and out of it without effort. You stand here longer than you meant to, much longer. The night-scented stalk does not notice. It has no awareness of time in the way you have awareness of time. It simply stands in its place and offers what it has for as long as the dark lasts and asks nothing of whoever receives it. Not gratitude, not acknowledgement, not even attention. It gives into the air, and the air carries it wherever the air goes, and that is the whole of what it requires. You open your eyes slowly. The garden is still here, the mist still moving between the lanterns, the path still leading forward through the dark. The tall shapes of plants on either side still leaning gently in the way. They have been leaning since before you arrived and will continue to lean long after you have passed. Everything exactly as it was. And yet something in you is different from when you stopped here. Something that was held is less held. Something that was tight has gone a little loose. The clove warmth has done what clove warmth does when it is breathed in slowly in a quiet garden in the deep hours of a still night. It has reached somewhere inside you that the rest of the evening has not reached yet. Dear traveler, carry that with you as you continue. The path widens again now, and the mist thins slightly, and the lantern ahead burns a little brighter than the others. Or perhaps your eyes are more open than they were. Perhaps the garden has done something to your seeing as well as your breathing. Everything a little softer, everything a little more present. The leaves on either side catching the lantern light in small points where the mist has gathered on their surfaces. Each point of light very brief and very still. You see it before you smell it. That is unusual in this garden, where the nose has led the way at every turn. But the angel's trumpet is a flower that cannot hide its shape. It hangs from the branch of a small tree just beyond the lantern. A single bloom, long and wide and white, shaped exactly as its name says, like a trumpet held by an angel who has tilted it gently downward toward the earth, the petals long and curving. the edges slightly ruffled, the whole bloom hanging with a heaviness that speaks of fullness, of something so complete in itself that gravity is simply part of its expression. You stand beneath it. The bloom hangs above you, white in the lantern light, the mist catching on its long petals in tiny drops that do not fall but simply rest there. The flower breathing above you in the slow night air, very slightly moving, not in the breeze exactly, something more interior than that, the movement of a living thing at the fullest point of its opening. Then the scent arrives. It takes a moment, as if the angel's trumpet releases its fragrance slowly and deliberately rather than all at once, as if it knows that what it has to offer is worth approaching gradually, sweet, heavy, full in a way that the other flowers in this garden have not been full, not cloying, never that, but present in the body as well as the nose. You feel it in your chest, in the particular ease that spreads through the muscles around your ribs when you breathe it in. Something loosening there, something releasing, like a thought that was trying too hard. Simply letting go. People have grown angel's trumpet near their homes for centuries, in warm places where it can grow large and generous, near windows and doorways, in the places where families gather in the evenings, its scent drifting through open windows after dark, entering the rooms where people are settling toward sleep, working quietly on whatever is still awake in them, still held, still tense, still trying. You breathe it in again, deeper this time. Let it travel all the way down. Feel your chest expand with it. Hold it for just a moment at the top of the inhale. Then release, long and slow and complete. The exhale carrying with it whatever the inhale loosened. The breath doing what breath does when it is given the right conditions. Cleaning, releasing, making space. Dear traveler, feel your hands right now, the weight of them at your sides, how warm they are, how completely loose the fingers have become without you asking them to loosen. The hands that have been doing things all day, holding things, carrying things, working and reaching and holding on. Let them be simply hands now, warm and loose and open. The garden has no use for hands that are gripping. Everything here requires only presence, only the willingness to be here, which you have given, which the garden has received. Breathe in. The angel's trumpet hangs above you. Breathe out. The mist settles on its petals. Breathe in. The clove sweetness is still present behind you. Breathe out. The night holds everything gently in its arms. The path continues beyond the small tree, narrower here than anywhere else in the garden. The wall closer on both sides. The mist thicker, the lanterns fewer. And at the very far end of this narrowing, where the path meets the wall, where the garden runs out of forward and simply ends, something white. Not the white of the angel's trumpet, not the white of the night phlox. Something different, whiter than both of those, whiter than the mist, whiter than the moonlight on the stone wall. A white that seems to come from within the flower itself rather than from any light falling upon it. As if this flower carries its own luminescence the way certain deep-sea creatures carry their own light. as if it has been storing something through its long waiting, that finally at this hour of this night, it is releasing its brightness. You walk toward it slowly. There is no rushing this. Your body knows that without being told. Your steps go quieter on the path. Your breathing goes quieter still. The garden seems to quiet around you in the same way. The mist slowing, the leaves on either side going still. Even the lanterns behind you seeming to dim slightly, as if the garden itself is directing all available light toward what is ahead. The queen of the night. A cactus flower. That is the plain truth of it. A flower that grows on a cactus and blooms for one night only. One single night in a year. Sometimes less than that. People have waited years for this. Have tracked its progress for weeks. Have set alarms for midnight and crept out into gardens in the dark, because missing it means waiting another year or more for the next. A bloom so rare and so brief that simply being present for it feels like a gift given without reason. A kindness the world has decided to offer without being asked. And here it is, blooming tonight. For you. The petals are long and white and curved like the wings of something at rest, wide open at their fullest. The center deep and complex, layers within layers. The whole bloom the size of your hand, glowing in the dark with that light that comes from within. Completely still, completely present, doing the only thing it will ever do, and doing it with an absoluteness that has no parallel in this garden or anywhere else. You stop in front of it. You do not speak. There is nothing to say. There is nothing that language can do here that the silence cannot do better. You simply stand in front of this flower that blooms once and look at it and breathe it in. The scent is unlike the others, deeper than the night phlox, warmer than the 4 o'clocks, less defined than the night-scented stock. It does not smell like any one thing. It smells like all of them at once, and like something beyond all of them. Something that belongs more to the inside of a dream than to any waking garden. Something the body recognizes not as a smell exactly, but as a feeling. A warmth behind the eyes. A heaviness in the limbs that is not tiredness, but its twin. The heaviness of complete ease. Of a body that has finally arrived at the place it has been moving toward all evening. You have been moving toward this all evening, since you left the sleeping village at the base of the hill, since you walked the narrow path through the long grass, since you pushed open the gate and felt the garden's air surround you, and set down at the gate everything you were carrying. Every step of the path through this garden has been bringing you here, to this flower, to this moment, to this particular quality of stillness that only exists in front of something so rare and so brief that the mind finally stops reaching for the next thing and simply rests in the presence of this one. The queen of the night blooms without ceremony. No audience required, no witness needed. It would bloom in a completely empty garden, on a completely unseen hill, on a completely forgotten night, the same way it blooms now, fully, without holding anything back. The brevity of its blooming is not a sadness. It is the whole point. It blooms completely because it only blooms once. It holds nothing in reserve because there is no tomorrow night to save anything for. There is only this, and you are here for it. Dear traveler, feel the full weight of your body right now. The weight of your head, your shoulders, your arms hanging loose at your sides, the heaviness of your legs, the weight of everything your body has been carrying through this entire long day, finally and completely acknowledged, not fought, not managed, simply felt. The full, honest weight of a body that has been working since morning and has been given at last the permission to stop, to be heavy, to let everything beneath it, the path, the earth of this hill, the deep ground below the hill, the bedrock itself, carry that weight without any assistance from you. You are held. The garden around you, the wall around the garden, the hill beneath the wall, the earth beneath the hill, everything carrying everything beneath it all the way down. And you here at the top of all that holding, held completely, asked to do nothing except receive it. Breathe in. The queen of the night glows white in the dark. Breathe out. Its scent moves through you like something finally understood. Breathe in. The garden holds you on every side. Breathe out. The night holds the garden. Breathe in. Everything is still. Breathe out. Everything is enough. Stay here as long as you need to. The queen of the night will not hurry you. It has nowhere else to be. No other night to bloom on. No other hour to save itself for. It is here, fully, completely, and so are you. And that is everything. That is all that was ever needed. You notice it the way you have noticed everything in this garden, not by looking for it, by being still enough for it to find you. The queen of the night is behind you now, its white light present in the air around you, even as you turn slowly away from it, its scent still on every breath you take. It does not mind you turning away. It will stay open. It will keep its one night of blooming, regardless of whether you are watching. That is not the kind of flower that requires an audience. That is the kind of flower that simply is what it is in the dark, completely, and trusts that to be enough. And something beyond it catches your eye. Just past where the path meets the far wall, a gap in the tall plantings you had not noticed before, an opening. The jasmine vines that grow along the wall parted just enough to suggest a space beyond them. You did not see this when you walked the path. You were not meant to see it then. You are meant to see it now. At this particular moment, after the night phlox and the 4 o'clocks, and the night-scented stock, and the angel's trumpet, and the queen of the night. After all of that, when the garden has done its work on you, and you are exactly ready for what is beyond those vines, you move toward it. The jasmine reaches you before anything else does. Of course it does. Everything in this garden announces itself through smell before anything else. The jasmine is everywhere along this wall, its small white flowers in clusters among the dark leaves. Its scent the most familiar of the night, the one that makes you feel you have smelled it before, even if you cannot say where or when. Sweet and soft and slightly green beneath the sweetness. The smell of summer evenings and open windows, and the particular ease that belongs to nights when nothing is required and everything is simply allowed. You part the vines with one hand. They give way easily, cool and slightly damp with mist. The leaves soft against your fingers. You step through into the space beyond. The air changes again, more enclosed in the garden. More still, the mist present, but quieter here. The jasmine scent surrounding you on every side. Now because the vines are on 3 walls, and the opening you came through is behind you. And the air in this small space has been holding the jasmine fragrance all night, the way a cupped hand holds water, carefully, completely, not letting any of it go. There is a bed here, a simple wooden frame, old and smooth, the grain of the wood visible even in this low light, the mattress thick, the linens pale and clean and slightly cool to the touch. In the way, linens are always slightly cool until they accept the warmth of the body that lies down on them. A blanket folded at the foot, a single small lantern on a low stone beside the frame, its flame so gentle it barely moves, burning at the quietest possible level, giving just enough light to see by and no more. The whole space smells of lavender and jasmine and the particular freshness of linens that have been aired in open gardens. You stand beside the bed for a moment. You do not need to ask whether this is for you. Everything in this garden tonight has been for you. The gate standing open, the path worn smooth by the feet of everyone who ever needed what this place offers, the flowers opening at exactly this hour, the scent on every breath, all of it prepared and waiting with the patience of something that has been here a very long time and has learned that the people who need it will always come when they are ready. You are ready. You sit on the edge of the bed first. Feel the mattress receiving your weight, solid and soft simultaneously. The wood of the frame warm beneath your hand where you rest it. The linens cool against the back of your legs. The jasmine moving through the air around you with every slow breath. The lantern flame barely moving in the still air of this enclosed space. Everything very quiet. Everything very close. Everything exactly the right size for exactly this moment. Then you lie down, slowly, the way this entire evening has been slow, the way this garden moves and breathes and offers its gifts, without hurry, without anything left undone. You lie down and the mattress accepts you completely, and the linens cool against your back and your legs and your arms, and then slowly beginning to warm wherever your body touches them. And the blanket is there when you reach for it, and it is the right weight. Not too heavy, not too light, simply warm, simply enough. Your head is on the pillow. Feel the softness of it beneath you. The particular relief of a head that has been held upright all day finally being allowed to rest. The neck releasing, the jaw releasing, the small muscles around the eyes releasing, one by one, without being asked. Simply responding to the permission of the pillow and the dark and the jasmine air and the knowledge that there is nothing left to do tonight, nothing left to hold, nothing left to be except exactly this. A body lying in a garden bed, in a walled garden, on a quiet hill in the deep hours of a still night. Above you the sky is wide, the mist thinner here above this small open space. Stars visible in patches. The moon to one side, not directly above, its light reaching you indirectly, softly, the way everything in this garden reaches you, without demand, without insistence, simply present, simply offering what it has and trusting you to receive as much or as little of it as you are able. You can still hear the garden, faint sounds, the very slight movement of leaves in the slow night breeze, the mist settling on the jasmine vines around you with a nearness you can feel but not quite hear. Somewhere the queen of the night is still glowing in its corner of the garden. The night-scented stalk is still releasing its clove warmth into the path. The 4 o'clocks are still open among their large dark leaves. The night phlox is still giving its honey scent to the cool air near the gate. All of it still happening. All of it continuing exactly as it continued before you arrived, and will continue after you sleep. The garden does not need you to be awake to keep going. The flowers do not need to be witnessed to keep blooming. They will do what they do through every remaining hour of this night, through the deepest dark, through the slow, invisible approach of dawn. They will be here when the morning comes, and they will have given everything they had to give to the hours of darkness, and they will close again quietly when the light returns. But that is a long time from now. Right now it is only this: the bed, the blanket, the jasmine, the very faint and distant scent of the queen of the night still present in the air, as if the garden is carrying it here for you deliberately, as if the whole garden is leaning in slightly toward this small enclosed space where you are lying, holding its breath the way a garden holds its breath when something important is happening. Something important is happening. Dear traveler, feel your body right now. All of it, from the weight of your head on the pillow to the heaviness of your feet at the end of the blanket. Feel how much of you there is, how much weight, how much warmth, how much presence this body has after a full day of being in the world and doing what it does and carrying what it carries. All of it here now, all of it horizontal, all of it being held by the mattress and the frame and the earth beneath the garden and the hill beneath the earth. Your shoulders are low, lower than they have been since this morning. Since before this morning, perhaps. Since before the day put its weight on them, the way days put weight on shoulders without asking, simply accumulating there over the course of the hours. Slowly, gradually, so slowly that you do not notice until something like this evening removes it piece by piece, and you finally feel where your shoulders actually sit when nothing is pressing them down. Here, this low, this easy, your hands are open beside you, the palms facing upward or downward in whatever position they found when you stopped arranging yourself and simply arrived. Warm, loose, the fingers curled slightly in the way fingers curl when everything asked of them has been completed and they are given permission to simply rest. The mist on your face still present, very faint now, the night air still cool. But beneath the cool, the warmth of the blanket and the mattress and the deep stored warmth of the garden itself surrounding you on every side. You are inside the warmth now. Part of it, your breathing has found the pace it was always looking for tonight. You can feel it without measuring it, simply by the quality of each breath, how effortlessly the air arrives, how completely it fills you, how naturally it leaves. The exhale no longer something you do, but something that simply happens. The body breathing itself. The way it breathes when you are fully asleep. You are not fully asleep yet, but you are close enough that the difference barely matters. You are in the place between. The warm and weightless place that sleep lives just on the other side of. The jasmine is all around you. You do not need to breathe it consciously anymore. It is simply the air, simply what every breath is made of in this enclosed space among the vines. Sweet and soft and slightly green and completely unhurried. The same fragrance that has been drifting through open windows into rooms where people were settling towards sleep for as long as jasmine has been planted near homes, which is a very long time, longer than the memory of anyone living reaches. You are part of that tonight, part of that long unbroken chain of people who lay down in the presence of this smell and let it carry them somewhere the day could not follow. Let it soften the last edges of wakefulness, the way mist softens the edges of everything it touches, gently, thoroughly, without leaving a mark. The lantern flame is very small now. You can see it at the edge of your vision without turning your head. The tiniest amber point in the dark beside the bed, still burning, still faithful, giving its last small light to this space and to you within it, the wax nearly gone, the flame sitting low in the holder. And yet the light it gives is the same quality of light it gave when the flame was larger, the same warmth, the same amber, the same particular softness that belongs to firelight and candlelight and the small flames that have been keeping people company in the dark since before electricity existed, and will keep keeping them company long after everything modern has been forgotten. It will go out soon, quietly, without drama, simply becoming darkness where there was a small light. Its work done, its burning complete, everything it had to give, given. And when it goes, the garden will still be here. The jasmine will still be here. The stars above this small open space still burning in the patches between the mist. The queen of the night still glowing in its corner. The night-scented stalk still releasing its clove warmth. All of it continuing in the dark, the way it continues in the light. The way it has always continued, without you needing to do anything, without you needing to be awake to hold any of it in place. It holds itself. It always has. And you are allowed to stop holding now. Everything you have been holding, everything the day gave you to carry, every thought that is still moving somewhere at the edges of this warmth and this quiet, every small tension that has not yet released, every last thing, put it down, not gradually, all at once, the way the mist releases from the ocean and simply rises, the way the night phlox releases its sweetness into the air without deciding to, simply, completely, without reserve. Dear traveler, feel your eyelids, the weight of them, the warmth behind them, the amber of the dying lantern still present as a faint glow through the closed lids. Or perhaps they are already closed. Perhaps they closed somewhere in the last few quiet minutes without you noticing. That is how it happens in this garden. Not with a moment you can point to, not with a clear before and after, simply with a gradual deepening, a gradual arrival, the way the flower builds in a trough, the way warmth moves through a stone wall, slowly, thoroughly, without the moment of its completion being identifiable. The jasmine moves through the air around you. The stars keep their quiet watch above the garden. The flowers are all open, every one of them. The night phlox near the gate with its honey sweetness. The 4 o'clocks still warm among their leaves. The night-scented stock giving its clove and vanilla to the path. The angel's trumpet hanging heavy and white from its branch. The queen of the night glowing in its corner in the dark. All of them open. All of them at their fullest. All of them doing exactly what they are made to do, and exactly the hours they are made to do it. And you are here among them, not watching anymore, not walking, simply here, horizontal and warm and held, and breathing the jasmine air in and out with the slow and faithful rhythm of a body that has finally been given what it was asking for all day. Rest. Complete rest. The kind that only comes when you have arrived somewhere that asks nothing of you. The kind that only comes when the weight is down and the warmth is all around and the smell of something sweet is in every breath, and the dark is full rather than empty, and the garden is keeping watch, and the night is keeping the garden, and nothing more is needed. Nothing more is needed. You are already there. Breathe in. The jasmine is all around you. Breathe out. The garden holds you in the dark. Breathe in. The stars are keeping watch above. Breathe out. Let everything go now. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe. The lantern goes dark. Only the garden now. Only the mist. Only the flowers open in the dark. Only the stars above the wall. Only your breathing. Slow, deep, already dreaming. Sleep now, dear traveler. The garden keeps watch tonight. The flowers will bloom until the dawn. And you are already somewhere the day cannot follow. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Around you, the garden is still and breathing. You are allowed to let go completely. The flowers are open in the dark. There is nothing being asked of you now. You are held by something patient and old. The night is gentle here. Around you, the mist moves slowly. You do not have to carry anything anymore. There is peace in every breath you take. The Queen of the Night is keeping watch. You are allowed to be still. Around you, the jasmine is still giving. There is no weight here. You are not your worries. The garden holds you without effort. There is nothing urgent in this moment. Around you, the flowers bloom quietly. You are enough, exactly as you are. There is rest waiting in your next breath. The night knows how to hold you. You are allowed to forget the day. Around you, only softness remains. There is no fight left for tonight. You are safe inside this quiet. The stars are keeping watch above you. There is nothing left to solve tonight. You are already drifting into peace. Around you, the garden breathes with you. You are loved. You are held. You are home. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Around you, the garden is still and breathing. You are allowed to let go completely. The flowers are open in the dark. There is nothing being asked of you now. You are held by something patient and old. The night is gentle here. Around you, the mist moves slowly. You do not have to carry anything anymore. There is peace in every breath you take. The Queen of the Night is keeping watch. You are allowed to be still. Around you, the jasmine is still giving? There is no weight here. You are not your worries. The garden holds you without effort. There is nothing urgent in this moment. Around you, the flowers bloom quietly. You are enough, exactly as you are. There is rest waiting in your next breath. The night knows how to hold you. You are allowed to forget the day. Around you, only softness remains. There is no fight left for tonight. You are safe inside this quiet. The stars are keeping watch above you. There is nothing left to solve tonight. You are already drifting into peace. Around you, the garden breathes with you. You are loved. You are held. You are home. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Around you, the garden is still and breathing. You are allowed to let go completely. The flowers are open in the dark. There is nothing being asked of you now. You are held by something patient and old. The night is gentle here. Around you, the mist moves slowly. You do not have to carry anything anymore. There is peace in every breath you take. The Queen of the Night is keeping watch. You are allowed to be still. Around you, the jasmine is still giving. There is no weight here. You are not your worries. The garden holds you without effort. There is nothing urgent in this moment. Around you, the flowers bloom quietly. You are enough, exactly as you are. There is rest waiting in your next breath. The night knows how to hold you. You are allowed to forget the day. Around you, only softness remains. There is no fight left for tonight. You are safe inside this quiet. The stars are keeping watch above you. There is nothing left to solve tonight. You are already drifting into peace. Around you, the garden breathes with you. You are loved. You are held. You are home. There is nothing more you need to do tonight. Around you, the garden is still and breathing. You are allowed to let go completely. The flowers are open in the dark. There is nothing being asked of you now. You are held by something patient and old. The night is gentle here. Around you, the mist moves slowly. You do not have to carry anything anymore. There is peace in every breath you take. The Queen of the Night is keeping watch. You are allowed to be still. Around you, the jasmine is still giving. There is no weight here. You are not your worries. The garden holds you without effort. There is nothing urgent in this moment. Around you, the flowers bloom quietly. You are enough, exactly as you are. There is rest waiting in your next breath. The night knows how to hold you. You are allowed to forget the day. Around you, only softness remains. There is no fight left for tonight. You are safe inside this quiet. The stars are keeping watch above you. There is nothing left to solve tonight. You are already drifting into peace. Around you, the garden breathes with you. You are loved. You are held. You are home.